Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about something that we've all dealt with at some point, and that is burnout, and how to avoid it, as well as how to move past it once you've gone through it. It's not easy, let me tell you about it. So if you want to hear about that, keep on watching. First, I want to give a shout out to my very much appreciated Patreon members. Thank you guys so much for your support over there on Patreon, and if you want to get to know me on a deeper level, check me out on Patreon. I post tons of exclusive videos and other content that you won't find anywhere else, and if you become a part of my VIP Candle Collective tier, you'll also receive a new candle each and every month, so check it out if you guys are interested in helping me choose my new scents. So, being a full-time content creator comes with a lot of advantages, such as having a supportive community to bounce ideas off of, as well as getting feedback from different perspectives, and there's so much more that goes into that. But one of the biggest things I've experienced with being a content creator, one of the biggest advantages, is being able to take time off when you absolutely need it. Over the course of a week, I would say, I've just taken some time away, and I really just was in my thoughts and thinking about the current state of my life and what I was happy with, what I wasn't so happy with, and just different changes I wanted to make to my life. And it's kind of intimidating. I do have to say, it made me address some uncomfortable feelings and look at myself in a different light. One of the most intimidating and scariest experiences I've had this year is the feeling of burnout. And I've heard about burnout from different YouTubers, different content creators, and I always just thought, oh, well, that's okay. You can just, take some time away and come back. And guys, it's really not that easy, especially when most of your income is derived from putting out content. And when you see a dip in subscribers, or you see an increase in negative feedback, or maybe not as much retention in your audience, it can be really scary. And especially if you don't have somebody like a manager or like a partner to bounce ideas off of. So thankfully, I do have an extremely supportive community that I am so grateful for. I've been able to ask questions and kind of look at myself from their point of view. Being burnt out wasn't like, oh, I just woke up and realized I was burnt out. It was kind of a process that took upwards of 6 months. And it started to make me feel very tired, very unmotivated, not super excited about what I do to support myself, not super inspired to get out there and film new and different content. My confidence kind of went down the drain. It started to make me feel kind of hopeless and almost sick, to the point where I didn't want to get out of bed some days because I felt like there was just so much I needed to do that I didn't want to actually do. And it's easy to feel that way sometimes when you don't have a boss that's wanting you to show up each and every day. The biggest thing for me was disappointing my subscribers and my supporters on all of my different platforms. I felt like I was letting them down if I wasn't putting something out that day. So it really led up to a huge kind of tower moment in my life. Now, over the course of the last 6 months, I've set a lot of my life on the back burner. A lot of the things that I enjoyed, like hiking and going out with friends and going to different social events, I really kind of started to ignore those invites because I felt like I was being irresponsible in a way for staying up late and enjoying my time with my friends, as opposed to staying at home and like editing videos all night. So I did that for a while until it came to my attention that I needed to make a change with my life. I started to become really scared with talking about my life and real issues that I was dealing with, because I realized that I was putting so much of myself out there for people to judge, and I was getting judged, and it made me feel not good. It made me feel like, what am I doing? Why am I struggling with all of this feedback or these emails that make me feel weird? or these things that people say, these comments, when other people my age aren't typically struggling with the same issues. So I found that I didn't have a lot of people to talk to in my real life. So I was resorting to talking to my subscribers online when I was performing, or just putting posts out, asking questions of like, how do I deal with this? Like, why am I experiencing this? And I realized that I was burnt out. I was literally running on fumes. I was getting 4 to 5 hours of sleep a night if I was lucky, and I was waking up at 4 a.m., gym at 6 a.m., and just trying to like push myself to the fullest extent. And I originally told myself that I was going to take a break after Christmas, so I wanted to really finish off 2022 with a bang, and I really did. I'm super proud of myself for all of the progress I've made in 2022, but I woke up on whatever day that was in 2023, and I was like, okay, well, I have my New Year's resolution, I have all these plans, but where's the energy? I don't have that energy that I so desperately needed to push myself to sit in front of the camera or to travel and vlog my adventures. And another big thing that really contributed to that was my desire to move into a house. And for a while there, it was like the only thing that was on my mind. It was like, okay, work, 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 save all your money. Don't spend any of your money on things that you enjoy, just because I was kind of leaning on and hoping that I was going to have a house by my birthday, which is in May of this year. I realized that I wasn't comfortable with putting content out about my personal struggles because I just almost had an identity crisis. I felt like I wanted to leave my past in the adult film industry behind and just kind of go on as I am now. But I realized that I've learned so much through my time in the adult film industry, as well as working on OF and my webcamming, and just all of that combined has taught me so much about myself, as well as what it means to be a young gay man in 2023, that I wanted to share that with you guys, and instead I was keeping it hidden. And some of the main reasons I was keeping that hidden is because when I was putting out content about my life and hookup stories and educational videos, I was getting a lot of negative feedback from people in my real life. Like, my family wasn't talking to me as much, and my distant family were starting rumors about me, and it was kind of drawing a wedge in between them and I. And I felt like, okay, I can deal with this, it's not that big of a deal. But that really started to weigh on me after some time, and I started to feel isolated. I started to feel very much like I was on my own, despite having a supportive community backing me. So after about a week off, I realized that I'm an online personality. This is the career that I've created and chosen for myself, and I can't just walk away from talking about my life out of fear of judgment. Most, if not all, of my content derives from my life experiences, and because I wasn't putting myself out there and I was not going to those social events and so much more that I'll get into in a little bit, I was not experiencing life like I was a year before, because I was so focused on saving my money and getting myself into a house. I thought, I'll be a hermit for however long I need to, and then as soon as I get in that house, I'll start my life again. Like, how crazy is that? I don't know why I felt like that was okay. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It's because I really want my own space. I want more space to create. I don't want to have to film in my bedroom, for everything I do. I want space to paint. I want more space for my candles. I want a backyard for my dog Lucky. And what I was doing was not working. It was driving me crazy to the point where I burnt out. I burnt myself out. I didn't have any more ideas. I didn't have any energy. My confidence went down the drain. Like, I could barely look at myself in the mirror and smile. And I love smiling. It's something that I think more people should do more often. And I realized that, why am I like not enjoying people? Like, I was avoiding people at all costs. I was walking lucky late at night because I didn't want to encounter everybody. I was going to the gym super early because I didn't want to encounter everybody. I wasn't dating because I didn't want to encounter everybody. So I felt like I needed to make a change in my life soon, or else that was going to turn into something that was going to be much harder for me to get out of. It's been a while since I've done one of these deep videos, so I apologize if what I'm saying comes off a little bit convoluted, but I'm trying my best, guys. I do have my notes right here, so if you see me looking down periodically, I'm just checking my notes to make sure that I'm going over everything that I wanted to talk about. So like I said, after a failed relationship, problems within my family, and a major career change, I was very scared to talk about my life and what I was doing with my time out of fear of judgment. I didn't want anybody to tell me, oh, you're doing this wrong, or how sad are you? Like, you're 24, you need to get out there and live your life rather than staying in your little 500 square foot apartment and expecting that things are going to change. I was scared of that until I realized that that's exactly what I need to do. I haven't talked much about the failed relationship, and I'm not going to talk too much about it because I know that guy watches my videos, but I felt like a little bit used and almost like a trophy for somebody that wanted to just get a feel of me and say that they got that experience. And it's hard to talk about this because not many people probably can understand where I'm coming from, but that's truly how I felt. And looking back, there are things I could have changed, like I could have spent less time with my business and everything else that I do, but I truly put my all into that relationship just to be dumped. At the time, it really took a toll on me. I felt like, wow, is there any hope for me? Like, why even date anymore? What's the point if I'm just gonna invest so much and then be left with my hands up like this at the end? So that took a toll on me, but I'm doing much better now, and I know my worth. I know what I bring to the table. I know what I don't want, which is very important to me because before I dated that guy, I didn't know like what I wanted out of a relationship. Now I know I don't want somebody who is not on the same like vibration as me. I need somebody that's just as energetic as me, just as happy and just as motivated to live life as I am. And I also need somebody that respects what I do and respects my dreams rather than trying to get me to not spend as much time on them. The ideal man or woman for me would be somebody that wants to work together on something magical like this and put their 2 cents in and put their time and energy into building something more than just an attraction in the bed. So I'm trying to tiptoe around certain words so I don't get in trouble on here, but I think you guys can understand where I'm coming from. That entire relationship was based solely off of visual attraction, nothing more. There was no emotional... I didn't relate to really anything with that guy, and I'm sure he felt the same way with me, but I realized that relationships are so much more than just what you see that kind of makes you excited and turns you on. Relationships need to be nurtured, and they need to be something that you're excited to nurture, rather than feeling like a chore or something that you need to do to make the other person happy. So we'll move on from that topic. I do want to say one more thing. I was scared to put out certain types of content when I was dating that guy because I knew that he watched my channel and I didn't want his judgment. I didn't want him to see me in certain lights. Like, I wanted to kind of portray this perfect person to him that was doing, perfectly fine. And now I realize that that's not at all what my YouTube represents. and it never was. In the grand scheme of things, guys, I've created a community that is interested in the ongoings of my life, the lessons that I've learned, and what I have to say. I can't just take that away from you guys because of fear of judgment. I've been judged my entire life since I was in elementary school, and allowing judgment to hold me back is something that was really starting to take a toll on me, and it really started to make me feel weak and not like the powerful man that I know I am. So the truth is, all of this pent-up stress that I was trying to keep hidden from you guys and the rest of the world contributed to my sickness, like my flu, I think it was. I went to the doctor last week and I was pretty much like, hey, this is what's going on. And he was like, yeah, you have something viral. Just rest and, stay in bed. Don't overexert yourself. Drink lots of fluids. So that's exactly what I did. And it just left me with my thoughts. And that's why I'm creating this video for you guys now, because I want you to know where I am in my life right now. I'm not a perfect person at all. And I want you guys to come along with me and watch me as I grow and become an even better person. It's like I was running away from my shadow, and I was doing everything I could to ignore my shadow out of shame. Like I was feeling shameful of my past in the adult film industry, which will never go away. That will always follow me, and I know that. But for some reason, I thought, oh, if I just don't talk about it, or if I just do content that is totally different than what I was doing before, that'll just not follow me and I won't have any parts in that. But that's just not the truth. I do know a lot about what it means to be a young gay man in 2023, and I want to share that information with whoever chooses to watch. I know when I first moved to Arizona, and even beforehand, when I was coming to terms with my identity, I was watching a lot of videos on YouTube. Some of those included Mark E. Miller and a couple others, but Mark E. Miller was like the biggest YouTuber that I watched a lot. And I just kind of wanted to have a life like he had. And I realize now he didn't even have the perfect life. It's all just what you choose to show on YouTube. And however you choose to interpret that is how it's interpreted. So I just want to be more transparent with you guys. And if I'm having a tough time, I want to share that with you guys because I am a personality. That's what my content consists of, is sharing my life. Not every 24-year-old spent as long as I did in the adult film industry, because it's a very intimidating industry to stay in. It's very difficult to stay in and get consistent jobs and to just almost have a career. I will say I had a career for 5 years, going to different studios and multiple different agents. It was definitely a career, and I put so much of myself into that for some reason. I know why, but that's for another video. I know that sharing my experiences and my insight is what got me to where I am now in my life and on YouTube. So I'm not going to take that away from you guys or from my viewers that want to hear about me and want to learn about how to overcome certain struggles, like being rejected, or how to prepare yourself if you're going to meet somebody, if you know what I mean, like how to clean out. And yeah, it's funny, and I like to do those kinds of videos in a goofy and silly way, but it's very valuable information that nobody else is creating. So I think that sets me apart from a lot of the other YouTubers that like to do the happy-go-lucky content, which I still enjoy as well, where it's like, would you rather? Like, yeah, that's fun to watch, but what value are you actually getting out of those videos? I want to provide value to my viewers. And staying in my comfort zone and allowing judgment from others to hold me back is doing the complete opposite of what I set out to do here on YouTube in 2017. I want to be a source of light and education to those that think they are up against the world and have nobody to talk to. I want to be that guy that you can talk to. It sounds a little bit sappy, but I know it's helpful to those that need just somebody to listen to them or somebody to write to. I very much enjoy all of the emails that I get. You guys wouldn't believe the stories I've heard. Seriously. And I try my best to just share what comes to my mind and what I would do in certain scenarios to help these people that reach out to me. And I know that's valuable. I want to help those who are feeling how I felt when I first decided to start this channel. Because there are so many bigger issues in life than coming to terms with yourself. It's very important and it's very valuable to come to terms with yourself and look at yourself in the mirror and be happy with the reflection. But there are so many more hurdles that you're going to have to overcome in your life. And I want to talk about those as well. So moving forward, I'm an open book with you guys, and I want to help those that feel like they need to hide, because I know that feeling of just not wanting anybody to know how you're feeling, what you're thinking, what you're dealing with, and that can contribute to so many issues down the line, mentally, physically. And life is so beautiful, and it's even more beautiful when you're comfortable with the person that you are. So that is my video for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will be continuing my Waking Up with Richie series, but I just want to say thank you so much to all of you who are subscribed here to my channel. I know some of these videos are a little bit deep and maybe not everybody's cup of tea, but hopefully, if this video just helps one person out there that is dealing with feeling burnt out or feeling like they need to take some time off from whatever they're doing to better and heal their mental health, I hope that helps at least somebody, because that's my goal. Help at least somebody with these videos, even if they are goofy and silly and fun and uncomfortable. Well, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Let me know what you thought about this one down below in the comment section. Also, I'm working on a very, very fancy new intro segment for my YouTube videos, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to be focusing a lot more on my YouTube channel this year. I want it to become everything that I saw it becoming when I first started it, so I need to put myself out there more. And I'm also dating more. I'm going to these gatherings and parties and all of that I'm being invited to, because life is too short to just sit around, hope and pray and work and save all your money and never spend anything on yourself or never treat yourself. You got to treat yourself sometimes, whether that be buying yourself a nice new shirt or buying yourself a night out with your buddies, at a restaurant, or going to see a movie, and taking some time away from work every so often. We're not robots, and I needed to be reminded of that. So, thanks again, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.